Nothing says summer in Maine like getting outside and picking some berries.
And as Mallory Brooke shows us on this week's Outside Edge, berry farms across the state have plenty to offer right now, even with a difficult growing season.
We are in the heart of summer berry picking season, and this week we're at one of my most favorite places, Gooseberry Farm in Mechanic Falls, where raspberry and blueberry picking are in their peak season.
Nothing says summer in Maine more than fresh produce, but this summer, if we can call it that, along with a rough winter and spring, has impacted berry farms and beyond.
This is probably the most challenging season we've ever had. We had some pretty cold weather this winter that took our peach crop. It did a little damage on our raspberry crop. We had a late freeze on May 18th that did more damage to our strawberry crop and took some of our blueberries. And then the rain just hasn't stopped since June.
Though many of us are hunkered down in the winter, it's a critical season for the berry farm.
We'll cut this out in the winter. This we'll put over here, tie it up, and then this will have a crop on it next year.
Where temperature plays a major role.
But each fruit lateral that you see, these fruit coming off, it forms right at the node. They call this the node, where the leaf meets the stem. There'll be a fruit bud sitting right there.
Okay.
And then those are what you don't want to get too cold in the winter. Those are they'll die, and then you won't have any, they'll look like this. These are the nodes that should have been fruit buds, and then they didn't come out this year.
But temperamental weather aside, the raspberry and blueberry crops are out in full force this week, something Gooseberry Farm has been providing since the 1980s.
My parents they bought the property back in the 70s, and I think they started in the early 80s just selling strawberries on a picnic table down by the roadside with a little self-service box on the honor system.
Along with now picking both early and late summer strawberries, raspberries are their main crop, with several varieties growing on their 12 acres.
And you can pick your own raspberries. We have blueberries. You can cut your own flowers. We'll get you a jar and some snips, and you can cut flowers to bring home. In a few weeks, we have a small little potato field. So we do dig your own potatoes, and the kids love that. It's like a treasure hunt through the soil.
Certainly a labor of love, but Michael is happy to be back on the farm after some time away.
I went away for college. I went to Orono, and I got my degree in engineering. And then after college, I went and I worked actually down at the shipyard for a few years. But I think once I went away to college is when I realized, like, you kind of miss the farm, and you don't realize it until you leave, It's nice being able to just be out here in nature. It's peaceful, and I enjoy it.
Especially with a little added sunshine. For the Outside Edge, I'm meteorologist Mallory Brooke, News Center, Maine.